Anchor links are a special type of hyperlinks which allow users to jump to a specific part of a web page. You are probably used to seeing jump links at the bottom of many websites. They often say back to top or are simply an upwards arrow icon. You can find anchor links in table of contents sections, like this one. Google announced support for named anchors all the way back in September of 2009. When implemented correctly, Google might display additional jump links directly in their search result pages. The necessary HTML markup can look something like this. You need at least one HTML element with a valid value in the ID attribute. The HTML tag doesn't matter. It can be a heading or a paragraph, a div, a form, or an image, whatever is available in your case. And you need a link that will trigger the jump to that element. It is created just like a standard link, but the value for the href attribute needs to contain just the hash character followed by a valid ID. This is how you can create a table of contents section with anchor links in WordPress. If you are working in the new block editor, also known as Gutenberg, find the element that you want to jump to. Select that block and look in the toolbar. Find the Advanced panel. In the HTML anchor field, type in a valid ID. Now that you have your anchors, let's create the anchor links. Select the text or image that will trigger the page jump. Click on the link icon. In the URL field, type in the hash character followed by your HTML anchor ID. Press Enter or click on this area under the text field. Save your changes and test your new anchors. If you are still using the classic editor, it will be best to do it in text mode. Add the ID attribute to the element that you want to jump to. Then find the element that will trigger the page jump. Highlight the necessary part and click on the link button. In the URL field, enter the ID of the element that you want to jump to. Don't forget to add the hash character before the ID. Now that your page jumps are working, you may have noticed that by default these jumps happen in an instant. This makes it difficult to understand what happened and in what direction the jump was made, up or down the page. And how big of a jump was it? In the past, web developers had to write JavaScript functions to smooth out these jumps. Fortunately for us, this is a trivial task in modern CSS. All that is required is one line of CSS code. You have to add the scroll behavior property to the HTML selector with a value of smooth. This is really all it takes. If there is no smooth scrolling in your favorite WordPress theme, then it's very easy to do it yourself. Simply go to the dashboard and open the Customize page. Then open the additional CSS panel and add this line of code. This way, your custom CSS code will not be removed or overwritten with future theme updates. This CSS property works in all modern browsers. Only Internet Explorer users will miss out. There might be some SEO benefits to creating a proper table of contents section on your long pages with multiple topics. According to Google, the in-snippet links will only appear for relevant queries, only when Google thinks that anchor links would be highly useful for a particular query. Even if that is not the case, it is great for user experience, and that's enough of a reason to consider implementing anchor links. If your anchor links are not working, make sure that there are no syntax mistakes. Valid IDs cannot use spaces. If you have multiple words, separate them with a dash or an underscore. IDs must start with a letter and not a digit. Word capitalization doesn't matter, but anchors are case sensitive. Thank you for watching.